Sandy's like, we can't miss the plane. Joel's like, we got to get there. And I'm like, we're either going to get there or not, guys.
Did you leave Baco late or what?
Well, we were at the barbecue.
We weren't late, but we were pushing it. So we were cruising 85, 90 down the, we were passing cars. Didn't see a cop one.
Didn't drive like I did, huh?
No, we didn't get wild. But we made it. We made it.
They were stressing me out so bad.
So when you got there, bottom line, how much time did you have to spare?
We made it perfectly through.
We made it.
Had to sit around and have...
No.
There wasn't sitting around.
No. We checked the bags in and walked onto the plane. Yeah.
It worked out fine.
That sounds perfect to me.
It wasn't bad. But we were in a hurry because, as a lot of people know through Facebook, Sandy had a big surgery the next day.
That's understandable. But my theory is if it doesn't happen, it's not going to happen. There's not a lot you can do.
Right. I was doing everything
that happened or didn't happen for a reason.
I was doing everything I could in my power to make it happen.
And that's the best you can do.
Yeah, that's all I could do.
So Dom, I take it Tara didn't go.
No, she didn't.
She wasn't able to go.
She's going next year. Sandy has already said, I don't care what happens, she's going next year.
She would be a hoot on that trip.
Oh, man.
She'd be a hoot anywhere. But
we needed a little more planning. This was
I know.
This was all new to me, let alone,
Yeah.
It was pretty spur of the moment for me even. But, like I said, she's anxious to go to those things.
Yeah. Heck yeah.
So, Dom, your first experience of the Bud Nationals. Give me your honest, what do you think about that deal?
It's beyond all belief, and nobody believes me when I try to explain to them the efficiency, the organization, the everything with this track. If you could imagine where the pits are, and you come out into the track, first, there's an infield, and a set of cars goes to the infield, and a set go out.
Well, before that, you got to back up and mention tech.
Oh, yeah. There's tech.
You got to go through tech before you're even allowed near the track.
I was a little foreign to that, but anyway.
Yeah, I know.
I'm like, what are they doing?
Yeah. Why are they looking at everybody's cars?
Was it?
But regardless, so you get through there, you get out, one set goes to the infield, the other set's running. As the other ones are done, they're going off and back into the pits. The infield crowd's already on the track. Mm-hmm. And the other ones are rolling back out. It's just so orchestrated like nothing I've ever seen. The racing was beyond anything I've ever seen. The track, it actually is like 3 wide pretty much around the whole track except for turn 3. It turns into 4 wide.
Yeah.
And then tapers back down. You've seen so much exciting racing, a lot going on in that turn.
That's where all the action happens, a lot of it.
Well, and there was some unfortunate action down there.
Yeah.
On night number 1, we'll kind of go about and recap that.
Well, you know what? I remember last year down there on Friday, I spent most of the day at the tech line as all the cars and drivers are signing in and getting their cars tech and getting the approval to go onto the track, getting driver info. Now, I spoke with Joel earlier this week. And he told me they have that all computerized now, that all the information is sent up to the tower, which is all great until that system fails.
Right.
Well, we had
I mean, that's just the improvements they've made over the course of 1 year.
Mm-hmm. Corey had these real nice things made out. It says Moxie Media. Please fill out.
I'm very familiar with those.
Yeah. The only people that filled them out were a few drivers from Oregon. We're like, we know these people.
Here's what happened. Normally, we walk around and we give them to the classes, and we come back and get them. Well, we tried something new that we'll never do again. We left them at the sign-in booth. The ladies that were there said, hey, please sign this, bring it over to the tech table, and drop it off. The only people that brought them back were our Oregon drivers that we didn't need them on.
Right.
But we did all right. We got through the weekend.
Yes, we did.
It started off horrible. The racing, as far as qualifying goes, night 1.
Yeah.
Oh, I saw some Facebook comments.
Our first Oregon qualifier, Joey Tanner. He come on the backstretch.
Yeah. How did this happen?
He hits the throttle and goes to turns 3 and 4. Gets the car up on the bars, down the straightaway into 1 and 2. He looked awesome through turns 1 and 2. Launched off of 2 down the backstretch, went into turn 3. As we're talking about him, I saw the left front lock up, and that car went straight to the wall. And he hit hard with the right front, and it slapped the right rear around and hit the wall. And looking at the car from our vantage point, from the Mike Mosier Tower, it's one of those deals where it didn't look bad. And I say that holding the quotes up in the air.
Right.
It didn't look bad.
Air quotes.
Right. When we got word what happened to Joey's car, it was, within an hour, they had called it for the weekend. Done. This car's hammered. never to be raced again.
Not Joey.
Yes.
Well, he actually was saying that. I
was
we're talking,
texting.
Motor mounts bent in.
Both of them.
Both of them tweaked in. That's how hard we're talking.
Rear end was broke. Rear clip was broke. Traction shock was broke.
Was Joey okay?
Joey was fine.
Okay.
He wasn't hurt. Now, those guys are telling us it's done. It sucks. Our weekend's over. And it was unfortunate. So we do a night of racing, and we go through the whole program. And we get to the hotel, and we were talking about it. We get up the next morning for breakfast, and Joey comes down, has breakfast with us, and a couple members of his crew come down, and we were talking about it. And Joey says, "Well, we're going to go to the track and finish the car."
Finish.
I said, "What?" And he goes, "We're going to try to get it done." He goes, "I think we can, hopefully." And they got it done, and they got it done.
Yeah, that's the best description.
I mean, Joey goes out. Won his heat race.
Oh, like it was
one
nothing.
and didn't win.
On
Dominated on Saturday.
Yeah,
dominated his heat race. Puts him into the
Who
dash.
Who did he run against in the heat?
I don't remember.
Was that against Hogan?
Yeah, he had some big. Oh yeah, he had
big guns.
He had the toughest.
The A class.
Yeah, he had the toughest heat race of the night and won it, going away
with a basically bent up,
twisted,
pieced together car.
Borrowed parts and
I saw the list of parts or partial parts.
This is what I love about racing. Mm-hmm. Joey's car was basically junk. It was done, whatever. Frick, who had done some engine damage.
I saw that he gave him credit.
Yeah, well, Kai Frick hurt his engine. And Joey, thinking his car's done, says, "Hey, take my motor, put it in your car, go run." And they were kind of like, they hem and hawed and said, "Nope, you take our rear end, you put it in your car, and you go run."
Wow.
So they borrowed a Swartz rear end, put it under.
Did you flip a coin to see which way it went?
I don't know how it worked out, but Joey ended up with the rear end. They put it under there, and I don't. You would have thought Joey was in a brand new car. I mean, this thing was so BA fast. He started 6th in the feature. Okay, started 6th in the feature, and he went by Toast. He went by Steve Drake. He went by. Laney started. He was the leader and broke. So he passed. I mean, Joey got around some really good cars early in the feature, and he got on the tailpipe of Clay Daly, and those guys put on a race. I mean, it was fantastic.
It was like they had a bungee cord attached because they go boink.
Clay Daly would pull away, Joey would reel him in. And then they would stay like at 4 or 5 laps. And then Clay would pull away and Joey would reel him in. And then Joey started finding something on the bottom of turns 3 and 4 and started getting in there, getting a little deeper. And Clay was trying to run just that upper low middle groove.
Right.
And Joey was getting in there and starting to show some color to Clay Daly. Well, Clay's trying to pinch him off, being a racer. Nothing bad. And they come out of turn 4 right before it all happened, and Joey had him. Joey was at his door.
2 or 3 laps to go.
4
laps to go.
Yeah, Joey got underneath him, had
He'll
a
do
run.
That every time.
had a run at him. They went down the straightaway, and I started talking as fast as those guys were driving because I know we're going to see
your excitement.
I know we're going to see a race, right?
We love our late models.
They went into turn 1, and it all broke loose, and the top 2 cars were done for the night. It sucked to watch because I knew we were setting up for just an incredible 4 laps.
Right.
The benefactor of that was Nick Bartels and the Harley Davidson number 12.
Harley Davidson, yeah. I remember those guys. They had 2 cars down there last year.
They had 3 this year.
Yeah, they had 3 last year, as a matter of fact.
And Nick collected the win, but Joey and Clay, there was...
Congratulations to them.
Yeah.
Bartels, they put in their time.
And I'll tell you, Nick looked better this year than I've ever seen him look at the Bud Nationals. I mean, really had a good drive and stayed calm, and being smooth was key because that track was super slick. Now, it did take some rubber, and a couple guys complained they didn't have the car freed up enough. Joey did. I'll tell you, because that thing was, I mean, he was so fast he was faster through turns 1 and 2 than Clay Daly. Clay, I think, was a little better in 3 and 4.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But Joey found
straightaway.
Well, Joey
was pulling him on the straights.
On the backstretch. But that was the funny thing because Joey was better on the front stretch. This is what I'm telling you what I was looking at. Was better on the front stretch and through 1 and 2. Daly was better from the exit of 2 to the just past the apex of 3 and 4.
Right.
So it was a really evenly matched deal. Yeah. It was pretty cool to watch, and I'm telling you, I thought we were going to see an Oregon sweep with
Yeah.
the modifieds and late models. Because Colin Weinbarger, I don't know how this dude does it. I don't know how he does it.
He's a phenomenal driver. He really is.
I've never seen anybody get the starting positions that he does.
He's pretty lucky on the draw, isn't he?
I swear, it's like Superman's got X-ray vision or whatever.
Yeah.
He's got something going on here because he ended up on the outside of row number 1, and it was,
Well,
Colin drove a near perfect race. And I'm
Yeah.
not kidding you when I say that. It was near perfect.
Yeah, well, Gray won his heat race.
Yep.
Colin won his heat race.
Joey won his heat race.
Yeah, I was really happy to see that for Gray and Colin both. They
Gray
they
did
represented,
real
you
well
know.
down there last year, too.
He won a heat race down there.
I remember
Gray
him running
won.
the top.
He won a B main this year.
Yeah.
Got into the show, started deep in the field, which against that field of modifieds
Yeah.
is not a good thing because you know how fast they are. No joke. Colin's race, I don't think I seen him make a single mistake.
Yeah.
And that's how you had to be that good to win that feature.
Yeah.
Because Cody Laney was right there with him, and I don't think we
Laney
see
ran both classes as
yes.
well. Okay.
And the guy couldn't buy luck if it sat on a shelf in a store.
Oh, you got some of Joey Tanner rub off on him, huh?
It was just the weirdest thing, but
Well, they had a 40-lap
modified feature.
Yep.
And I think Weinbarger and Laney spent 35 of it bolted together racing.
Yeah.
It was just an awesome deal. And then towards the end, Colin put the hammer down and broke out. And
Colin,
he was.
I think Colin commented on Facebook about having the lucky pill draw and all, et cetera,
Well,
et cetera.
here-
He didn't make it sound like he was the Superman driver. I mean, he gave credit where credit was due, and
I'll give credit where credit is due.
his driving.
Phenomenal.
Yeah.
I mean, when you go
Well,
out
look
to
at him at Willamette.
when you go to Bakersfield Speedway and you beat Bobby Hogue and Cody Laney and Logan Drake and the rest of these guys, these modifieds that are so good,
Yeah.
and do it going away like he did. I mean, granted, he had the prime starting. You wanted that outside front row to start.
Sure.
You wanted it. He got it and capitalized. And
there you go.
it was an awesome thing to watch. There was some Oregon fans there that were walking out with some smiles, and there were some California fans thinking I mean, not that it was bad. You know, they're so kind to us down there.
Yeah.
But I think there were some people that wanted to tell Colin that he was number 1, and
Oh, of course.
you know, but
that's going to happen.
that's the fun of this rivalry with Oregon and California at the Bud Nationals.
There's that rivalry, and then there's that camaraderie, like between Joey Tanner and Kai Frick. I mean,
Right.
That the racing family will always be family, no matter what. You know,
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
It's so cool when you see a driver donating his parts to help somebody else. Man,
Even when
it doesn't matter who it is.
the Joey and Clay incident happened, there was tensions, but you know what? Within hours,
That's the
it
heat
was
of the moment.
squashed.
Yeah, that's the heat of the
The
moment.
heat of the moment.
Exactly.
You
It's
expect that.
squashed.
You're
Yeah.
racing for the lead, $3,000 to win. And like Joey said on Facebook, you think I'm going to go in and wreck both of us on purpose? You know, we're racing
Yeah.
for the lead.
Yeah.
I mean, there was no intent. In fact, Dom and I were rolling up banners at the end of the night, and we had a guy come up to us, I'd say mid-70s. Been at Bakersfield Speedway since they created the place, I swear. And he says, hey, because he saw we had the Moxie shirts on, and he says, what do you think? I said, about? And he goes, that late model deal in turn 1. I looked at him thinking, okay, here's a homer.
Here we go.
Here we go. And I said, well, he goes, anybody who watched that blames either one of those drivers, this is his exact words.
Yep.
He goes, anybody who watched that and blames either one of those drivers, they don't know about racing.
Yep.
He says, that was strictly a racing deal by 2 damn good drivers, and unfortunately it didn't work out.
Yep.
And I thought, you know what? Here's somebody real.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it's just like anything. You got to have haters, you know.
Well, but
and you got to have your pot stirrers. They're always going to be there, unfortunately. But anybody, like the old man said, anybody that knows racing,
right? And
what
that
happened
was
there.
the most real thing I think I heard anybody say all
Yeah.
weekend.
Yeah, that's
because
cool.
that's all it was.
Yeah.
I mean, truly, that's all it was.
I wish I could have seen it. I'll certainly go to YouTube and see if I can't find it, or I'm sure
it'll be on there.
I'm
Yeah,
sure it'll
Low
be on
Budget
there.
TV should have it on there here pretty soon. And
That's who televised it, right?
yeah, they did some stuff with. I don't know if they worked with the Race Feed X this year or not. I heard they were. I don't know, but again, talking Tommy and Jeffrey down there, low budget, good guys, and
Yeah.
the experience this year, Warren,